We got Maeve, Starlight, Stormfront, and Soldier Boy, as long as you can take all of us.
Yep.
It's good to see you. It's amazing to see you. Excellent. It's great to see you.
Come on, I'm curious, short.
All right.
Get yours to go.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Oh, my goodness.
awesome.
Thank you.
Oh, boy.
Thank you. Homelander here. Subscribe to Raze Chaos. Homelander said so. Otherwise, get the fuck out of here.
And welcome back, everybody. My name is Raze Chaos. You've made it back to my channel, and Raze is very excited again because he's always excited. He gets excited about these things. That's why he's always saying, "Oh, very excited. I'm excited about this video. You know, I'm very excited about what I've got." Yeah, if Raze wasn't excited about it, he wouldn't be getting it. That it's just, yeah. So yeah, when Raze says he's excited about getting something, you can trust that it's very, very genuine. And Raze is very excited about this one because even though, okay, full disclaimer, Raze has not seen all of season 4 as far as the boys go. And unfortunately, that's where this pop comes from. It is Sister Sage.
Vought added the sister part. Can't have one of us without a racial qualifier.
Okay. Sister Sage. She just messed me up. And it's from the boys, and she is a season 4 character. And I love the outside of the box because they went ahead and put the graffiti, "Never meet your heroes" for the boys, which is so cool. Now, normally Raze would be able to give you some backstory on what the character was like in the comics, but in this case, much like Firecracker, there is none. This character was completely created by the show, and due to the different direction that the show takes versus the full story in the comics. The comics is a full story. I mean, it's like 8 or 9 volumes long, but it is like one story. And in this case, which I'm sure will be a full story, they've deviated from what is known, and yeah, this is another edition. You could find quite a bit of stuff that was in the comics in the first 3 seasons of this, but I think that in the 4th season they're really starting to diverge from it. They changed a lot of characters before, but this is, you know, making a prominent character, a couple prominent characters to be honest, and Sister Sage is one of them. Sister Sage is the smartest woman on the planet.
Listen, I know you're the smartest woman on Earth.
Smartest person.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. The smartest person on the planet. And, yeah, and oddly enough, it's her power. Primarily her power is that her brain is continuing to grow. You know, people always like to talk about how alcohol kills brain cells and everything. But, you know, the fact is brain cells die anyway. Brain cells die and are regenerated. And sometimes not all of them are, which is one of those things where it's just kind of like, that, which depending on what part of the brain, can reflect in like memory loss, dementia, that kind of thing. Not necessarily that part of the brain, but the part of the brain that allows it to function. And in this case, her brain is constantly regenerating. It is shown that basically she has to somewhat kind of self-lobotomize herself in order to appreciate baser pleasures, I guess you'd say. yeah, if it's not logical, she's not going to want to do it. And that, unfortunately, that puts her in league with, like, say, Brainiac or somebody, where they essentially see the whole picture and really doesn't see much of a point in it. It's a level that she basically does not see the point of life. She doesn't see the point in all kinds of things, like, society. She doesn't see a point in that. It's just, she doesn't see a point in being part of anything. It's just kind of like, she's so cerebral that she doesn't give into emotion that easily at all. Except perhaps, some of the darker emotions, such as, anger, that kind of thing. And even then, she's kind of hard to upset because you can't really get mad at something if you don't view them with any kind of importance. I've often had people I don't like come up and say, hey, can I give you some advice? And Raze's response is, you can try, but people only take advice from people they respect. So good luck with that. Yeah, Raze can be rude. Raze can be a little standoffish and abrasive sometimes, but it's kind of along the lines of, much like her, she's like basically bored with everything that they see, and she gets that way, and you can kind of see that in everything she does. Like, being as smart as she is, she's able to manipulate for her own amusement.
You are a genetically superior being, and she's the evolutionary equivalent of a capybara.
It doesn't take her long before, could things have been handled in a different way? Yeah, so it could have been handled in a different way, but the way she did it still works.
You set me up to get my ass beat.
And you fell for it. But hey, now you don't have to play a victim. You can really be one.
And that ends up being a bit of personal bias.
Y'all just think I'm stupid, poor white trash.
I don't think you're poor.
I believe that her other power is kind of about, it appears as if it's super hearing, but Raze kind of questions that as to whether it's actual super hearing or if it's just she's so intelligent. Because honestly, intelligence has a lot to do with comprehension. People can say the smartest things in the world to you, but if you're not intelligent enough to understand it, it's not staying in there. And I think that's what it is that she can hear things and she can identify them. So not really sure if her hearing's enhanced. It's just that she's able to understand what she's hearing. As if, a lower frequency being something happening on a lower frequency that maybe a normal person wouldn't be able to distinguish. She's able to catch and understand. So, yeah, what she sees and what she hears is all being taken in, absorbed, analyzed, and processed in the blink of an eye. And it's also being used. But I'm going to go ahead and put this guy away because I can't believe I haven't put him away sooner. So initially, Sister Sage doesn't want to join the 7.
No fucking way.
So I got to that point.
Because I'm not wearing some vaguely racist supersuit in front of a bunch of clapping seals.
Yeah. But she essentially ends up having to do so, which is why we have a costume now.
You look great. Really suits you.
I mean, she's got to go along with things. Though she's not happy about it.
Is there a problem? Because this is a huge day for you. But you seem to have something firmly lodged up your asshole.
The spandexes.
But, it's one of those things where just not only is she smarter than everybody, but everybody knows she's smarter than everybody. So she gets deferred to quite often. And it almost, in a lot of ways, ipso facto puts her in charge of the team.
Am I getting fired?
Of course not.
No.
Because she understands how people act, how people are going to react, and what people are thinking and feeling. She can decipher all of this just, from looking at you. Your appearance says a lot. Your mannerisms say a lot. She can read all of this. And the fact that she is so intelligent and she can read stuff like this, she knows what other people are picking up on. So this actually makes her a wonderful actress on top of everything else, because she knows exactly what to do to convince you what she's saying is true, even if it isn't. And so you get to a stage from what I did see from the show, is that she's kind of playing in a much bigger game than anybody realizes.
I could cure cancer, reverse global warming, but what's the point? Humans are animals.
It's really interesting to watch this unfold. I'm looking forward to finishing the season 4 of The Boys, to see what she gets up to. She quickly grew into one of my favorite characters on the show, just because, Raze is used to hanging out with people dumber than him.
Stupid people who think they're smart make me want to eat my own shit.
But I'm not going to get into that. I'm going to go ahead and take this woman out and have a look at her. And I'm not quite sure if this costume really qualifies as she explained, as far as why she didn't want to wear one. It's obviously not one of the revealing costumes, as her power is basically intelligence.
Most people, their brains grow till they're about 25, then stop forever. Mine doesn't. It regenerates constantly. Stab me in the heart, I die. Stab me in the brain, and the little fucking bitch grows back.
Or a regenerative brain. I mean, the intelligence is kind of a side effect of her power more than anything else. I think the costume does kind of reflect a lot about her character, probably more than she would like, but for the most part, not so much in story, but in reader or viewer's comprehension. You look at this, and it makes you feel a certain way, and it gives her that aura of. There's still a lot of mystery to her, which always will be, because she only reveals what she wants, and she's almost impossible to surprise or get one over on. So yeah, it's a great look on her. It really matches the character really well, I would say. Regardless of the fact that this is obviously a Vought design suit. But yeah, in order to be in the 7, she's got to have a costume, and this is what they gave her. It is a great looking pop. I love the color aesthetics on them, because there's a lot in the costume that kind of matches the different shades in her hair, which, seeing as how she was like that before she joined the 7, you see that was a color scheme they kind of went for. So it's very aesthetically pleasing. And yeah, all I can say is looking forward to seeing more of this character. It is fun checking out the Boys TV the Boys TV series. Raze is actually appreciating it more. having read, one of the big problems Raze had when he was initially watching the show is that he hadn't read the complete Boys series yet. And on top of that, when the Boys series came out, Garth Ennis released a follow-up, like little PS to the series. Did his own little mini series to follow it up, and I'm sure that had something to do with legal issues in order for him to get some kind of compensation or some kind of credit. And so yeah, it was a cute little follow up, but like it wasn't necessary at all. But it was enjoyable. And that's kind of the way Raze is seeing the series for the most part. As much as aggravating as it is watching Garth Ennis's work translated into another medium, because it has to be translated by somebody else. And even adapting his stuff, people don't quite get it right or don't quite understand what they're adapting. So that was a little abrasive and trying to get into it. But now, since it's all over, and now that they have diverged from the primary, the actual comic series so far, they've gotten far enough away from it. Raze can sit back and enjoy it as more of, this is going to enhance. I get to look at more Boys stuff, even though it's not the actual story. And Raze can appreciate that, and Raze has been enjoying it. But yeah, it has got, and it's given me a few more Boys characters to check out. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up here. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I do get a kick out of this figure. It is so much fun. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Raze does like to get away from DC sometimes. He would do Marvel if they weren't bobbleheads, which yeah, if you watch my channel for a while, you're probably you're probably sick of me saying I don't like bobbleheads. But yeah, it's nice to get away from it, and it's nice to get away from the horror and the DC and brand. I always enjoy a chance to get into something a little bit different that's not horror related or DC related, because Raze has a vast area of interests that he likes to get into, and he's always very excited to do something outside of that. And there is more on the channel. If you're not a DC fan, there is plenty of stuff that isn't DC. And if you don't think Raze does enough Marvel content, check out the comic covers, the famous the Funko comic covers, because those are not bobbleheads, and Raze absolutely collects those. But yeah, I believe there's one tomorrow, actually. You should check that out. There's a whole playlist. But at any rate, Raze is going to go ahead and get out of here now, but never forget that life is full of odd moments. You never know when you're going to be defined.
Hey, you want to watch Transformers 2? The one with the racist robots?